Bitcoin is back in the news again after a long bear market, thanks to all the new capital flowing in through the newly approved ETFs. This bull run is just getting started and we have already hit all-time highs, so there's a lot to look forward to. Because of all this, I figured it was a good time to make a new video on how to buy Bitcoin for beginners in Canada. So if you're new to the Bitcoin space or you haven't bought any in a while, then this is the video for you. And the reason I'm going to recommend some different crypto exchanges than I would if you are, say, in America is because American exchanges typically require you to fund your account with USD. And sending Canadian dollars is either unsupported or you're going to get hit with hefty fees for that currency conversion. This is obviously not ideal. So the easiest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin if you're in Canada is to use a Canadian crypto exchange like Newton or Shakepay. Now, Shakepay is a very simple crypto exchange app in which you can only buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. Newton gives you a little bit more selection if you want to dip your toes in other cryptos, but Shakepay is one of my favorites because of the shaking sats feature, which I've been using to earn 1,000 sats per day by simply shaking my phone. I'll get into more on what that is in a minute. But with that out of the way, let me grab my phone and we can dive straight into the tutorial. Don't worry, it's really straightforward. If you haven't traded crypto before with one of these exchanges, there are 4 steps to get started. Let's dive into step number 1, signing up with the crypto exchange. You can go to newton.co or shakepay.com, whichever one you choose, and click on the Get Started button to sign up with an account. You can use either of these exchanges directly on your computer through their desktop app or get the mobile app from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. This process is going to look a little bit different depending on which exchange you choose, but the general process is as follows. Once you've downloaded the app and signed in, you're going to follow the instructions in the app to create your account and do the KYC. Now, KYC stands for Know Your Customer, and this is mandated by governments for all crypto exchanges and other financial institutions to gather data on their customers. Now, you're going to need to provide the exchange with some personal information because regulations in Canada requires that companies like this know who their customers are. The app will help walk you through the identity verification process. Simply follow the instructions, but you're going to need a piece of photo ID such as your driver's license and to take a short selfie video just to prove that you are a real person. Once you have submitted this, you're going to have to wait to be approved and verified. This can take a fair bit of time, but I remember when I went through this process, I think I was approved within a couple of hours. But once you've been approved and verified, you're ready to fund your account. Before you do that, let me give you a bit of extra incentive. If you sign up for Newton with the link in the description below, you'll get an extra $25 added to your account when you sign up and fund your account with your first $100. Alternatively, if you want to use Shakepay, use the link in the description below for that, and when you sign up, you'll get an extra $20 added to your account when you fund your account with your first $100. Both of these exchanges are really good. I've used both of them myself, and if you want to try them both out, you can go ahead and use both of those links and see which one you prefer. So step number 2 for buying Bitcoin in Canada is to fund your account. The fastest and easiest way to do this is through Interac e-transfer. This is going to look a little bit different in Newton versus Shakepay. So for Newton, what you're going to do is click on the transfer button, and I would like to add funds and click the Interact option, choose the amount you want to request. Let's go with $250. I've already set this up with my email address. You're going to have to set that up if you haven't yet. But once you've done that, click to review the funding request and just double check that the information is right, confirm, and it's going to send you the Interact e-transfer request email to your email. And you can click on the link in the email to go and approve the Interact e-transfer from your bank account. This is usually pretty quick. You should see your funds show up in your account once you've sent it within 2 hours or so. In my experience, it's usually faster than that. For Shakepay, the process is similar, but a little bit different. So you want to go up here and click on Add, Interact e-transfer, Continue. And instead of the way that Newton does it, it sends you an email requesting the money and you click that and open it in your bank account. Instead, you're going to take this information from inside the app and log into your bank account separately and fill out your e-transfer form using this information to send it to Shakepay. But again, Shakepay says that those transfers should show up in your account within an hour. With e-transfers, there's a limit of $70,000 per week. If you are planning on spending over more than that in one go, then you're gonna have to use a wire transfer, which is a little bit more time consuming. Wire transfers are available for amounts up to $1 million and takes 3 to 5 business days. 99% of the time, unless you're super wealthy, you're going to be using e-transfers to fund fund your Bitcoin buys. Step number 3 is to buy Bitcoin, and this is the easiest step in the process. So with Shakepay, all you got to do is click the double arrows button, choose the amount you want to buy, review order, click buy, and there you go. Super easy, super straightforward. Newton is just as easy. So click the double arrows button, choose the amount you want to spend, make sure we have the token that you want selected. You can change that by selecting from the drop-down menu if you want to buy something else, but otherwise review trade, double check that, confirm, and we are done. Congrats, you have now bought Bitcoin. So you've bought Bitcoin now, but that is not the end of the process, or technically it is, but there is another step we need to take if you want to keep your Bitcoin safe. If you were around during the last crypto cycle, you will have heard about the downfall of crypto companies like Celsius, BlockFi, and FTX, where there was huge fraud and problems going on, and a lot of people lost their crypto through these blowups. And the reason is that these companies are custodians and they are holding people's crypto for them. Now, if you're leaving your Bitcoin on exchange with Newton or Shakepay, the same risks are there if the company was to blow up or go bankrupt. Your money would be gone. So the best practice in the Bitcoin space is to hold your own Bitcoin with a non-custodial wallet. Now, platforms like Shakepay and Newton are considered custodians and they are holding that Bitcoin for you, but you don't own that unless you have it under your own control. As they say in the crypto space, not your keys, not your coins. I personally store my Bitcoin on a physical hardware wallet. Now there's a couple options for crypto wallets. The best option is to use a hardware wallet, and this is a physical device like the Trezor or Cold Card, and you use that to store your private keys. This must be plugged into your computer in order to spend or move your crypto out of there, and it is the most secure option. Now, a hardware wallet is also known as a cold wallet. Option number 2 is a hot wallet or software wallet. Now, this is not a physical device. It is simply something like an app on your phone, but this works in a similar way to store your crypto. So some popular hot wallet options are Electrum and Moon. This is less secure, but more convenient because you don't have an actual physical device you have to secure somewhere. But being software that is connected to the internet, it is of course more vulnerable to attacks, hacks, and all sorts of things. But it does store your private keys in a similar way as a hardware wallet would. I'm not going to get into the details behind using wallets and setting them up. You can watch another video for that. But I do highly encourage you to get one and move your crypto, your Bitcoin, from exchanges onto that wallet for safekeeping. Once you've decided on a wallet, you've got it set up, you follow the instructions on the device to get everything ready to go, then you can transfer your Bitcoin from Newton or Shakepay over to your wallet. So let me show you how this works with Shakepay. So in order to withdraw some Bitcoin to your wallet in Shakepay, you want to click on the Bitcoin section, click on withdraw, and then you're going to send to a Bitcoin address or use the QR code. So I've pulled up the QR code for my wallet. I'm going to click the QR code button, scan that, and then that will bring up the option to choose how much Bitcoin I want to send over. So let's do the max. Continue, and before you click confirm, you want to double check that the address here matches what shows up on your wallet. So just double check that there's no mistakes. You should never be typing this in yourself. You should always copy paste to make sure there's no mistakes, because if you get this wrong and your Bitcoin does not get sent to your wallet, it is gone. There is nothing you can do to retrieve that. So just make sure that everything looks good before you hit confirm and send that money over to your wallet. Now you're gonna have to be a little bit patient waiting for that to show up in your wallet. Blocks get mined approximately every 10 minutes, so expect to wait at least that long for the transaction to show up in your wallet. So what are the fees for doing this? With Shakepay, this is free. It doesn't cost you anything extra to send Bitcoin to your wallet, but there is a minimum of 0.001 Bitcoin transfer, which is currently around $92 last I checked. Newton, on the other hand, covers the first $5 of your fees, and you have to pay the rest if it is higher than that. But in my experience, you normally pay nothing unless you're trying to do so during a high period of demand on the network, in which case you might have to pay out of pocket the extra. But if you haven't done this before, it's always a good idea to send a small amount first just to make sure everything works properly if you are nervous about doing this. But otherwise, that's how you send Bitcoin from a custodial exchange like Newton or Shakepay and send it to your own wallet for safekeeping. So choose whichever exchange works for you depending on your needs, depending on what you're comfortable with. And again, if you decide to use Shakepay and sign up with the link in the description below, you'll get an extra $20 added to your account when you fund it with your first $100. If you sign up For Newton, using the link in the description below, you'll get an extra $25 added to your account, again, when you fund it with your first $100. That is it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video.